Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having an adult beverage, and tonight I'll be discussing Broken Nights by Michelle Hercules. This is the final book in the Gifted Academy series. I do have this beautiful omnibus version, but I did purchase the ebook a while back, so I did read it off of my Kindle. Of course, I'm giving my honest opinion. These are the highlights. And there are no listed content warnings, and I gave this a 4.5. So what's this book about? So this book continues the story of Daisy and her guys, where the war between the idols and the norms has started, and the neo-gods have revealed their plan. Their plan is simple but ruthless: eradicate the norms, even if it means unleashing the fringes to do the unalivings for them. The only thing standing in their way is the Unmaker, but now that they figured out who Daisy is and what her abilities are, she's been forced into hiding until they figure out their next move. But it's not just the neo-gods they have to worry about, but actual gods at play as well. In particular, Chaos, a primordial god who wants Daisy dead so that the war can reduce everything to dust. The only way they have of stopping and defeating the neo-gods and the gods is to figure out the prophecy that ties Daisy and her guys together. They just have to survive long enough to figure it out and hopefully save their world. So what are my thoughts? Again, I'm giving this a 4.5. Now, as a reminder, this is the final book in the series, and you do have to read them in order. Now, on its own, I did enjoy the book, but I also think it closed out the series really well and made me interested in the spin-off duet that has characters that are connected to this series. So I do plan to read that. Now, for this book, I do think it was a little fast-paced, but there was just so much that they had to get to that it made sense. I mean, you had the war effort that they had to stop. You also had all the different players with the norms, the fringes, the idols, and the gods, and even within those groups, they had their own factions, as well as the MCs and their own issues going on. So there was a lot, so it was very fast paced, but I still enjoyed the book, and I think it closed up the series really well. Now, when it comes to our characters, and remember, this is a wide choose, I really enjoyed the evolution of the men from the first book where they were bullies to this book where they are absolutely gone for Daisy. It really brought out the found family vibes in this particular installment, especially because they also bonded over the fact that a lot of them came from shit situations, had shitty people in their life, or they lost a few good people that gave their life meaning. So they really bonded over that and came together as a group, which Daisy needed, because once her abilities came out, she really could have let her power and ego get in the way. Same with Morpheus, but because they have this group around them to bring them down to earth, they made different choices. But honestly, if they didn't have their group together and they had made different choices, in some ways, I would think they would be totally justified. Overall, I really enjoyed this series, and I do think the book closed it out really well. Even if there is a bittersweet happily ever after, there is still a happily ever after. I would recommend it. It is currently available, and I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.